get going, guys. Okay guys, welcome back. Just quickly finishing off the overlay. Here we go, let's actually head on over to look at who the players are going to be, what map we're going to. I know it's a blank screen at the moment. Don't mind that. And here we go. Okay, I nearly said spawning in the top left as if I'd started. But there is a player in the top left. Spoilers! But yeah, we're going to have Scan versus Dentarg. It's going to be another TVP. There's been a lot of Terran games today. And as a Terran main, I must admit that makes me very happy. It's nice to see that some teams do have some Terrans on their roster, because we have seen a lot of ZVZ, PvP, and ZVP in this tournament. And you know what? If you told me that 5 years ago, no, actually, like go back to when I was watching Brood War, right? When Brood War was massive still. It was 2008, I just started watching, I'd just seen like the Stork versus Fantasy and Crew OSL finals, and I watched Pro League for the first time, and I saw a ZVP. I was like, I hadn't even started playing the game at that point, but I'd already decided to play Terran, because I'd fallen in love with Fantasy's playstyle. But I was like, oh my god, ZVP is so boring, man. Like, why would anyone watch this? And you know what? Over the years, I hated it. It got to 2012, I still hated it. Got to about 2015, I still kind of hated it again. But then in 2015 I started casting, I started seeing more ZVPs, and the only ZVPs I liked watching were the ones where B2 and Best were playing, and Rain as well, because I was an SKT fanboy, Paralyzed 2, and obviously ZVPs which had S2, SouL, Saskri, all the SKT players I'd watch. It didn't matter what the matchup was. But let's actually head on to look at the map. I'll explain more about this when we get into the game, when we're in a bit of a lull at the start. But as you can see, Scan winning his first game. Dentarg, this is going to be his debut game. We're going to be on Gladiator. It's going to be a lot of fun. TVP on Gladiator slightly favours, or at least... Okay, so in 2010 when this map came out for the Bacchus OSL 2010 Star League, this map heavily favoured Protoss, but the game's evolved since then. Terrans are doing much better, and it's not so one-sided anymore, so it's good that it's back. It's also one of the ladder maps, guys, so if you do play Terran or you do play Protoss, do make notes of this game, of how, especially Terran, do make notes of how you should be playing this map. Likely going to see one Rex FE from Scan, but let's head on over to the game screen. I've talked rambled on enough and as much, and Pino is trolling in chat. Mods ban? No, don't actually ban him. But here we go. Let's go into the game. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's Scan versus Dentarg. And starting us off in the top left 10 o'clock position, we do have the red Protoss. It's going to be Dentarg. And spawning in the top right position, we have his opponent. It's going to be the one, the only, SouL's Scan. And he is going to be spawning as the Peach Carrot. So I got the colours the wrong way around on the overlay. So let me just very quickly fix that. As you can see, very quickly done with my poorly coded overlay there. But this should be a very cool PvT. Now back to my train of thought. I was an SKT fanboy, so any games they played in I watched. I was also at home a lot of the time back then because of my personal situation. And but at the time anyway, I wasn't working and things like that. I was doing some other stuff. studying and things like that. So every morning, basically every single morning, Pro League would be on about 10 a.m. for me, I think it was. I believe there were some days, I think it was Wednesday if I remember rightly, it started at like 4 a.m. so I had to I had to miss it. But every day that I could watch Pro League, I watched it when SKT were playing. And I slowly started to appreciate CVZ and PVZ a little bit more and more. And then when I started casting my own games, I kind of had no choice but to start liking CVP because, as I said, back in 2015 there was a lot of Zergs and a lot of Protoss in the foreign scene. But not really that much from anyone else really. But here we go, looks like we are going to have a gas from Scan, so he isn't going to be going for a 1-Rex FE. Maybe he doesn't want to take that risk. Of course, Scan is going to know that, I mean, realistically, whoever he comes across, depending on the team, like in aSh, I would say whoever he comes across, he's going to be the favoured player to begin with. And maybe he just wants to play a little bit safer, a little bit more conservative, making sure that he doesn't die to anything stupid. It's very, very easy to die as Terran if you go for 1-Rex FE. There's like the proxy 3-gate, so you go 1 gateway in your main and build 3 gates proxied. That's a very, very strong, viable rush, of course. We saw from Snow in the ASL against, I believe it was C. Or it was either C or Mong, I can't remember. He just built a robo right on one of the edges of these pizza wedges. On the third base and just walked the Reaver up and killed the bunker. So there's a lot of ways to die on this map early on, and Scan wants to play a little bit safer. Of course, he could also go for an all-in himself. Now, the cool thing to note about Scan is he doesn't spam. Like, I'm trying to stop myself spamming when I play, but it's so hard to break that habit. Like, spamming really doesn't help. Yeah, it was last versus Snow. That was a really cool game, you should watch it, but of course, if you don't know, there's a lot of events coming up. I'm going to spend a few minutes at the end of the stream just going through what the events are, where you can find them. What I'm going to start doing from next week onwards is create a graphic as well to show at the very end of the stream to sort of point you in the right direction for all of the events. And yeah, as you can see, now Scaran is actually doing something. His APM's going up, he's moving a lot of units around. We are going to see the command center going up. He's built the bunker on the high ground very, very quickly. He's going to move the barracks as well to block this off to make it a little bit easier for his tanks to defend. Of course, he's going for Marine Chop first. Machine Chop even. Not Marine Chop, that would be a very interesting building. But yeah, I want to put like I've basically got a group together on Discord. We've not really done too much yet. I've not really suggested too much. But it's a group of all the content creators that I can think of so far for the Brood War scene. And what I want to do is I want to put all our heads together, see what we can do to try and increase viewership across the foreign Brood War scene, across everybody's tournaments, because all the tournaments get different viewer numbers, and they have to be different. They have to be different amounts of people as well. Like they can't be all the same people all the time. So I want to try and find a way of hooking all the viewers into all the streams. There's a lot of events going on. Of course, you don't have to watch them all, but if you can give the channels that do them a follow, that would be much appreciated. Do follow the creators on Twitter as well. Just help the scene in any way you can. That would be very much appreciated. Of course, if you are enjoying the STPL as well, do follow this channel. If you can subscribe, please feel free to. Don't feel obligated to. I would never expect anyone to do that. It's just if you want to, you can. But follow would be very, very appreciated. But here we go. Looks like we do have a little bit of aggression coming onto the bunker. Very, very standard. Interestingly, because he has gone Siege Expand, the siege will finish very, very quickly. And these Dragoons will be forced back a lot sooner than they would be when there's a 1-Rex FE in play. Of course, there is some other stuff going on, so the stuff like the Pylon Show as well, do tune into that. Even if you're not a big fan of StarCraft 2, In Control and Artosis are always really, really funny. Like, I genuinely think they're two of the funniest people in the scene, and thank you very much for following. It does mean a lot. But as you can see, we've got a missile turret coming up for Scan. He's not really been able to scout too much. He needs to be careful, he needs to play safe. There's no Reavers or anything coming up. We should actually see some Observers. And interestingly, we have a third base immediately for Dentarg. This is one way You can play against better players. There's two things you can really do. You can play incredibly greedy, which is what Dentarg is doing. He showed a Robo, which has forced a lot of turrets out of Scan, and he's just going to take a third base. We're going to have the second, third, and fourth factories coming up for Scan, though, and this could lead to a very, very strong timing attack. Here we go, the fourth factory immediately at about 200 minerals there. Scan is far from out. His opening does give him a little bit of an advantage. Not so much as one Rex if he does. But Dentarg, of course, mining off of his two bases. We have the observatory up. We have Forge for very quick upgrades, and a third third gateway coming in. And this, of course, is a very small third mineral only base. There's only actually 6,000 minerals of that base, but that does total up to a lot of gateways, a lot of zealots, and of course, it's fairly easy to hold. Although Scan is going to be looking to push in an anti-clockwise direction, or counterclockwise as Americans call it, and he is going to get free reign to siege down this base and the natural at the same time. So interestingly, Dentarg not playing as greedy as he maybe could have done. Oftentimes you do actually see the Protoss players going for like the fourth base sort of location. There's actually a gas here. There's a gas up here, and you can actually pile and block the ramp. And that's a lot further away from the Terran army. But here we go. It looks like Scan feels there's something up. He probably sent out a unit. He's going to see the observer, and the important thing is he has been scouted. Dentarg will know that there is a 4-factory push coming his way, and he needs to be careful. He's got his Dragoons on hold position. This is so huge. Gonna lose 3 Dragoons at least. Oh, this Dragoon is going to get away. That's actually a pretty big deal. And it looks like Dentarg, of course, Dentarg playing very greedy, will have very, very few units to hold on to this. And this could be a very dangerous position for Dentarg to be in. Of course, as I said, Scan coming in at an anti-clockwise direction, going towards the 12 o'clock, is going to find these Dragoons. This is a lot of tanks. And unfortunately for Dentarg, maybe his greed is biting him in the arse here. Arse isn't so much a swear word in the UK, please. If there is any children listening, I do apologise, but this is a lot of damage by Scan. And I have got to do 4-factory pushes more often, man. They are so powerful. And here we go, as I said, he's going to siege down the natural and the third at the same time. And GG, Scan is going to take the series 3-0 for SouL in a very, very quick TVP. Very well executed by Scan. I'm going to have to study that replay just so I can learn how he did that, because I need to make sure to mix more things like that into my play. TVP is probably my best matchup, so... But that isn't saying much when you're as bad as I am. Having something as your best matchup doesn't really mean too much. I mean, I can boast a little bit. TVT is my best, though. I'm like 70% win rate or something in TVT. But you know what? Let's report that game. I can, in fact, announce as well that the walkover did, in fact, go in favor, I believe, of SouL. I'm just going to double check. Let me just quickly check. So, this Fujikura, the leader of SouL, actually did tell me everything that was going on. Wait, I need to go back a little bit further back. Huh. Okay, so if someone's watching, either the aSh team or SouL, can you let me know who won the walkover? Because no one actually told me, which is a bit of a mistake. So I can't actually report the game yet, but you know what? Let's actually head on over to the results. You're not going to... Well, I can probably just add the single win later. It's not too much of a big deal, but I'd rather wait. Let's actually have a look at the results screen. We can have a look at who won. It's going to be a 3-0 victory at least. It may be a 4-0 victory, maybe a 3-1 victory for SouL. Let's actually head on over here. We're going to see the results once again. So starting us off, we had Ultra taking out Tear in a very action-packed TVT, well worth a watch. Even if you don't like TVT, that was a very, very cool game. Following that up, we did have a ZVP between Richley and Bael. Really nice played by really well played by Richley there. And finally, as we just saw, a very quick TVP between Scan and Dentarg. And unfortunately for Dentarg, didn't really work out for him. He did try and play greedy, didn't work, and Scan did take the victory for SouL. Apparently SouL got the walkover, so that will be a 4-0 victory for them. I'll update that afterwards. But the stream is technically over, but there is a little bit more I have to announce. These are going to be the week 4 matchups. I've not announced what days they're going to be casted, just because I'm not sure when I'm going to get all the replays. I'm trying to be as lenient as possible. And okay, I'll go into the sound thing in just a second, but basically we're going to have DM versus SAI, versus Foreign Brood War All-Stars. They're going to be your first 2 games. Net Wars versus SK Alpha, SouL Gaming once again versus Rev, Team Liquid Staff versus Red, and finally it's going to be aSh versus White Clan to finish off. It may not be in that order. Now, unfortunately, to explain the sound problem, I use a thing on Twitch, no, on OBS even, called a VLC media source, right? That is how I do the background. So like, say for example, I turn that off. When I turn that back on, I think that pops, right? It seems to be a bug in OBS. I've been searching around everywhere for a solution, because basically I don't want to have to put people through listening to a really annoying static pop every time I change my scenes. I can't figure out a better way of doing like the video backgrounds. I'm still working on it. If I can figure it out. Okay, if that didn't pop... Wait, did it pop when I changed scenes? Because there is a VLC video source here. Yeah, okay. So like, if I turn off the VLC video source, let's just go to something without... Let's go to remastered OBS mode. It's like my basic OBS thing. I actually used this for another tournament that I casted. Let's go back to my camera. Let me know if that pops. Did that pop there? Hopefully you can let me know, because then I can figure out if there is a way to sort of semi-fix it. Okay, so what I may do, and it's going to be a bit annoying for me, but it's better for you because I don't want to keep shocking you with this weird static background. If I turn off my backgrounds as I go into and exit my scenes, maybe I can work out how to do that automatically. That will make life a lot easier for me. But you know what, if it makes the viewing experience better as well, that's better for all of you guys. Thank you once again for tuning in. Thank you to everyone who followed. Thank you to... how have I forgotten the name? Let me just bring up... I'm just going to bring up... what's it called? Streamlabs. I just want to make sure I get the name right. Just because I don't want to get it wrong. But thank you to the person who subscribed to me as well. It does mean a lot. My final little section. You say open door, right? You know what? I could actually go and open the door and show you what's outside. It's literally the outside. That is my front door. But yeah, thank you very much to... ManLotAM subscribed to my YouTube, and Legit DPS, thank you very much for subscribing with Prime. It does mean a lot, and thanks to Creative from yesterday for donating some bits as well. The food window in your door fit a pizza box. That is my letterbox, but that letterbox has caused me so many problems. Like, you would not believe, right? Basically, when it gets really windy, it creates this really horrible noise, right? A really terrible noise. It's like this horrible, like, off-key trumpet or something. And it wakes me up in the middle of the night, and it's awful. The first time it happened, it scared the bejeebus out of me. It was just really horrible. But just to the final section of the stream, basically, STPL may be over for today, but there are a lot of events coming up on the next week. Monday, Wednesday, no, it's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday and Friday next week for the STPL. Monday is going to be the Brood War Clan League Finals. Do watch that with, I believe, in StarCraft TV, I believe is the Twitch that's going to be on. That's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be featuring a couple of the teams, I believe, from the STPL as well. So do have a look at that. Tomorrow morning for Europe, It's going to be at 1 o'clock finish time, which is going to be 1 hour ahead of current European time. So now in Finland it's actually 11:30. It's going to be at 1 p.m. Finland time, 12 p.m. CEST. I think that's going to be 8 a.m. EST, so it's going to be quite early for Americans, but that is going to be the playoffs for Rotta's Weird Map League. That's going to be a lot of fun. In the evening, do tune in to BSL on Zero Stream. That is going to be a lot of fun. I think he's in round 4 or 5 now as well, so really going forward with that. Really nice tournament. Do tune into that. What else is there? Wednesday late at night for me, but prime time in America, and morning in Korea. There is going to be the Pylon show with Artosis and In Control. That's going to be a lot of fun. And on, I believe that's it. There's going to be a Red Clan Cup next Friday as well. Do sign in to play that. But I am going to end the stream now. I've actually run out of things to talk about. I'm going to get a drink, cool off a little bit from casting, and then play some ladder. I'm not going to play it on stream, just because I'm trying to get partner. Need to increase my average viewers overall, so any help I can get with that would be really great. But thank you once again for tuning into the BSL. There is code still left on Maturino, so if you do want to put those in. Oh, and ASL on Sunday. That's going to be Sunday morning for Europe, Sunday early morning for America, and evening for Korea. But if you put in Maturino in the chat, as you can see, there's a coupon code there. You can put that code in. That's going to add $1 to the prize pool, free of charge. But once again, thank you very much for tuning into the STPL. Thank you for all the support. Any follows you can give me would be very much appreciated as well. All the VODs will go up on my YouTube by the end of tomorrow, if they're not already up. All the VODs of the previous games are up there, if you do want to go back and watch those. And I will see you guys on Tuesday. Thank you very much for tuning in. Once again, thank you to all the players for playing, and I will see you guys next time. Good night.